Hey everyone, Carrie Beck here with Family eBiz, where we help families start and grow their online business so they can find freedom in their lives and their family and do what they really enjoy doing. I am here to continue a series that we've been talking about. Last time we talked about, or been talking about making more money. And do you really make more money just by making more products? Not necessarily. Go back and listen to the last episode and you can hear some thoughts about that because lots of times just putting something on your website is not going to make you money. And so you can find some tips on when you do um, make new resources. Go ahead and use those tips from the episode before. We'll have that link below. But today I want to talk about a whole nother strategy to make money that is not putting products in a shop. Now, before I dive into this strategy, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel and share it with one person that you know could benefit from having their own digital business, online business, blogger, podcaster, content creator, solopreneur, online, whatever. And that would mean the world to me. And that makes our podcast be able to get out to more and more people. All right, so what is this digital strategy that I want to share? And y'all are going to go, oh, yeah, I've heard this. It's memberships equal recurring income. What is something that you could offer that makes you money every single month? And a lot of us call that memberships, and there may be a membership that may be what you call it, or you may call it something else. And what I want to do is give you three suggested types of recurring income. The first one is just a giant library of resources that they have to be a paid member to get that information. You may have a little free library, but if you want the really juicy stuff, if you want the stuff that tells you exactly how to do that, whether that's in natural medicine, whether that's in quilting, whether that is in homeschooling or whatever your niche is. You have to pay to get that information. The one thing about this, well, there's a few things. One, you don't necessarily have to charge as much money, but if you're going to charge less money, you're going to need a lot more members to make it worthwhile. One thing that I would encourage you, if you do follow this library, paid library, is sometimes you may want to pull some things out and then add new things every single month. So it's not always the same. And you might let people know, hey, next month I'll be adding A, B, and C. And these are disappearing this month. And that way it's sort of a rotating library of information. I used to do that with our Christian Parenting Association. And that was something they would come in and they get whatever was available for that month plus 2 months before. And then the next month they would get the new stuff and we would disappear 2 or 3 months before that. And we would just keep it rotating as a library. So you would need a lot more people. Maybe you are only going to charge $10 a person to stay in this library. You need to make sure you're giving them the value. But if you're only going to charge $10 or less, because I know some of you are charging less than $10 for your membership, that means you've got to get 2, 3, 4, 500 people in there to make it worth your while. If you're only charging $6 or $7 and you only have 20 people, that is, let's say 20 people times $7, seven is $140 a month. I think that's right. That's not much money for the amount of work it's going to take for you to keep this thing going. So you really need to know how to scale. I would encourage you to use ads as one way that you could scale, and that would be a great way. But you want to get, if you're charging $10 or less, your goal needs to be like 200 people at least or more. Now, so that's one thing, a library. Number two, dripped information. And what does that mean? It means you come in and you get module one for that month. And then you come in and you get module two. You still have module one. You get all of them, but every month you are dripping the next piece of content. Maybe it's sequential and it makes sense. If you were like starting a business, you need to start with growing your list before you ever go to the website. So maybe there's information about that. And then the next month is how do we get traffic? And then you can get that lead magnet out to people and start to build your list. So it could be like that, or it could be like I have Gigi's Mailbox Club. And the first year is all 1 Corinthians 13, love is. And so love is patient. Well, the first one is God's love. The next month is love is patient. Everything goes around that. The third month is love is kind. And it continues for the whole year till you've covered all 12 character qualities of love. And so to keep getting the information, you have to pay. Now, that is one of my goals for this next year is to increase. But I would say things like that, $15 to $30 a month. Maybe that's what you have. And so you still need a fair number of people. If you could get 100 people in that at $15, that is $1,500 a month. That would be pretty cool. That would be worth your time, I think, to keep it going. So first, we have just a big library that you're constantly sort of taking a few things away and adding. Next, we have drip every month. And with mine, it continues after the first year. And then the last type is part of you. You are giving them access to you and your expertise. This might be a coaching program, an individual coaching program where you meet with someone individually every month on a certain day at a certain time. For me, if I were doing that, my regular coaching price is $100 an hour with Family eBiz. If I were going to make it a membership and they were committed and had to stay in it for a year or 6 months, I might reduce it and maybe say 6 months instead of $600, it's $550, something like that. So that way you know they're going to stay in it for that X number of times. But you can definitely charge more money when you're giving them part of you. Maybe it's a group coaching, like our Family eBiz Mastermind, or I have Homeschool Blogger University. That is where we get together once a month, but it's not individually. And so it's a group type coaching or a group training or a group co-working or a group whatever. And so then I'm going to charge a lot more than, $15 a month, but it depends on what I include. For me, my Homeschool Blogging University and Family eBiz, one is 25 a month, the other's 47. And that 47, they are getting specific. They get 30 minutes in a group to talk about them and get the help they need. They get accountability. It's a little bit more involved in the amount that I pour into them. The $25 one still has me, but it's more of a large group type coaching with everyone that's in it. So let's take a look at that. If I am charging someone $50 a month, let's say, I don't need necessarily, like the $7 people, you need like 200, 300, 400 people to keep it going and make it worth your time. At $50, I would do pretty well. I mean, if I had 20 people, that's $1,000 a month. And that would be recurring income. That sort of makes it worthwhile. You need to look at your numbers. So depending on how you deliver your content that's recurring, you can charge different amounts. The more you give of you personally, the more you can charge, like the individual coaching. And when you're just giving them a library of information, that library could be printables, it could be video trainings, it could be audios, it may be guest speakers, I don't know, but that means you're going to have less money coming in per person. That means you need to increase the number of people in your membership. So I would love to hear from you if you're doing memberships, recurring income, and if so, what type, which one of these three? If you're listening to this where you can have comments, please put a comment right there and let me know. If not, you can just send something or get on our Family eBiz Facebook group and leave a comment, because we will be posting this on there and you can share this your ideas as well. So thanks for spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. We'll talk to you next time.